vciso-au Cyberwatch, 16th January 2026. Strategic Cybersecurity Intelligence Brief powered by vciso-au. Stay informed, stay prepared, stay secure. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Yeswanth Bodada, DW Report, ANZ. None Australia, None News from Deep Web, Dark Daily Web, Almex Cryptocurrency Exchange. Data breach exposes 50,000 user records. Almax, ALX, an Iranian cryptocurrency trading platform specializing in the buying and selling of digital assets, has allegedly been compromised. In January 2026, a database containing over 50,000 user records was leaked on a popular hacking forum. The platform, which operates via almax.net, is a digital currency exchange serving the Iranian market. Gunra Ransomware launches new 2026 affiliate program on a dark web forum threat actor allegedly selling Fortinet VPN plus domain admin access to U.S. corporation. 1. Fortinet 40cm vulnerability CVE 2025-64155 actively exploited in attacks. Fortinet 40cm vulnerability CVE 2025-64155 is under active exploitation, confirmed by Defused through live honeypot observations. The flaw is a critical OS command injection vulnerability enabling unauthenticated remote code execution (RCE). CVE 2025-64155 affects the PH Monitor service, which manages internal communication between Forticm super and worker nodes. Attackers exploit the issue by sending crafted TCP requests to port 7900. The attack targets storage configuration endpoints with the elastic type enabled. Malicious XML payloads inject arguments into a curl command, allowing arbitrary file writes as the admin user. A chained privilege escalation technique enables attackers to escalate from admin access to root-level compromise. Public proof of concept (POC) exploit code is available on GitHub, demonstrating the full RCE chain. Fortinet confirmed that Forticm Cloud and collector nodes are not affected. Defused observed targeted exploitation attempts shortly after patches were released, with payloads embedding second-stage infrastructure. Exploitation activity is logged in Dutch opt Dutch Phoenix log Dutch Phoenix.log as PHL error entries containing attacker URLs and file paths. The unauthenticated nature of the vulnerability significantly increases risk, enabling log tampering, data exfiltration, and lateral movement. Defused identified multiple indicators of compromise, IOCs, linked to exploit activity, including infrastructure hosted by Contabo, Tencent, China Mobile, and others. Sample payloads impersonate legitimate Elasticsearch storage configurations, abusing XML fields such as cluster name, shard count, and service test parameters. Fortinet urges organizations to immediately upgrade affected super and worker nodes, restrict external access to TCP port 7900, and monitor logs for suspicious activity due to active exploitation and POC availability. 2. Azure Identity Token vulnerability enables tenant-wide compromise in Windows Admin Center. A high-severity vulnerability in Windows Admin Center (WAC). Azure Single Sign-On has exposed Azure VMs and Arc-connected systems to unauthorized tenant-wide access. The flaw is tracked as CVE 2026-20965 and was discovered by Simulate Research Labs. The vulnerability stems from improper token validation that breaks isolation between individual machines and entire Azure tenants. Microsoft patched the issue in Windows Admin Center Azure Extension v0.70.00 on January 13, 2026. All WAC Azure Extension versions below v0.70.000 remain vulnerable if not updated. Exploitation requires local administrator access on a WAC-enabled Azure VM or Arc-connected system. A privileged user connection via the Azure portal is also required for the attack chain to succeed. The vulnerability abuses two WAC tokens, WAC.checkaccess, and a proof of possession (POP) token. Flaws include no UPN matching between tokens, acceptance of cross-tenant PP tokens, and reused nonces. wciso-au check tokens are unscoped, allowing tenant-wide access once compromised. Azure JIT access exposes port 6516 to all IPs, enabling direct token forgery without DNS discovery. Attackers can capture an admin's wciso-au token, forge a POP token, and execute remote commands on other wciso managed systems. The attack enables lateral movement, privilege escalation, credential theft, and cross-subscription compromise. Detection indicators include mixed tenant UPN logons, rogue wciso services, POP token reuse, and abnormal invoke command activity. Microsoft and Simulate recommend immediate upgrades to vciso-au, tightening NSG JIT rules to gateway-only access and continuous monitoring of wciso logs for anomalies. 3. Moneta Stealer malware, powered with AI code attacking macOS users in the wild. A new macOS-focused information stealer named Moneta Stealer has been identified actively targeting Apple users. Security researchers at ERU discovered the malware on January 6, 2026. The threat was found masquerading as a Windows executable named Portfolio Review.exe despite being a Mac-O binary. Moneta Stealer targets macOS exclusively, verified through a platform check, sys platform but Darwin. The malware is designed to steal browser credentials, cryptocurrency wallets, Wi-Fi passwords, SSH keys, and financial documents. Researchers believe the malware is in early development, with significant portions generated using machine learning tools. At the time of discovery, Moneta Stealer had a 0 detection rate on VirusTotal. The primary payload, portfolio app.pyc, is embedded within a PyInstaller compiled binary. Malicious logic is stored inside a compressed archive, allowing it to bypass basic static analysis. Decompiled code contained Russian language comments and lacked obfuscation, suggesting rapid development over stealth. During execution, the malware displays a banner reading Professional macOS Stealer v2.0. Moneta Stealer targets Google Chrome by copying SQLite databases to bypass file locks. It retrieves Chrome's encryption key from the macOS keychain using the security find generic password command. The malware selectively steals cookies linked to banking, cryptocurrency, exchange, and PayPal domains. Stolen data is exfiltrated via a Telegram bot infrastructure, identified as B746G's Mac Collector Bot, bot ID 8384595537. 4. Critical cal.com vulnerability. Let attackers bypass authentication and hijack any user account. A critical authentication bypass vulnerability has been disclosed in cal.com, an open-source scheduling and booking platform. The flaw is tracked as GHSA 7-G4 X4PR 3-HRG and was identified by GitHub researcher Pedro Castro. Affected versions include cal.com 3.1.6 through 6.0.6. The vulnerability has been fixed in cal.com version 6.0.7. Hosted cal.com instances were reportedly patched immediately after the issue was discovered. The issue originates from a logic flaw in a custom nextauth JWT callback used for session handling. When the callback is triggered with an update event, it improperly trusts client-controlled input. The application writes the provided email directly into the JWT payload without server-side validation. Attackers can exploit the flaw using the API call session.update email victimexample.com. The system does not verify whether the requester owns the supplied email address. This results in a forged JWT, where the attacker's session is associated with the victim's email. Subsequent requests authenticate the attacker as the victim based solely on the modified token.email field. The vulnerability enables full account takeover without requiring passwords, session tokens, or 2FA. Attackers could gain access to calendars, bookings, integrations, billing data, and administrative controls. Cal.com stated that no exploitation has been observed in the wild and advised self-hosted users to upgrade immediately. Ransomware victims: United States Cres and Flores. Industry not found. Texas State Utilities, Energy, Utilities. Nordstrom Rack, Consumer Services, Retail. Paylogix, Financial Services, Insurtech. McAloon and Friedman, Legal Services, Law Firm. Gorlick Kravitz and List House, Legal Services. Hein Electric Supply, Manufacturing, Electrical Distribution. Jet Wastewater Treatment Solutions, Industrial Environmental Services. Samson Equipment, Manufacturing, Fitness Equipment. Canada National Money Mart Company, Financial Services. Singapore Neo Group, Industry, Not Found. Spain Notin, Manufacturing, Furniture. Final note from vciso-au. Australia and New Zealand remain relatively untouched this week, but the global threat landscape continues to shift. Critical infrastructure, software supply chains, and endpoint security are under siege. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable by Yeswanth Bodeda.